Is Tom Brady the greatest athlete to ever live? Is he the GOAT athlete? To me, I'm going to personally say no. I believe Michael Jordan is still to this day the greatest athlete of all time if you combine someone's athletic ability and their accomplishments within their respective sport. I believe he beat out Tom Brady and virtually everyone that has lived that has ever played a sport. However, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to make both the case for Tom Brady being the greatest athlete of all time and also make the case against Tom Brady being the greatest athlete of all time. So, the case for Tom Brady being the greatest athlete to ever live. Tom Brady is the most accomplished player in NFL history. If you combine longevity and peak level performances in the biggest moments, it's Tom Brady and everyone else. Joe Montana did not play long enough, and the same with Lawrence Taylor. The only NFL football player that even comes close to Tom Brady's longevity and accomplishments to me is Jerry Rice. And football is the ultimate team sport. And as good as Jerry Rice was, Tom Brady to me ranks just a little bit higher probably because being the NFL starting quarterback is all about bringing people together. All 53 players on a 53-man roster. Tom Brady in the ultimate team sport was the ultimate team guy. Tom Brady is maybe the best ever at just bringing people together to compete and try to win Super Bowls. We saw him do it in New England, even as a young guy. We saw it in Tampa Bay with the Buccaneers during that 1 year in which the Buccaneers went all in and he won a Super Bowl going through the likes of Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes on his way to winning a Super Bowl. Those are three top 10 quarterbacks of all time, and Tom Brady found a way to get through all of them, leading his team. And when it comes to Tom Brady, I believe the road to prosperity for him needs to be taken into account when we're having these conversations. Tom Brady is not as talented as Aaron Rodgers or Peyton Manning. But I actually think this, oddly enough, works in Tom Brady's favor because despite Tom Brady's physical limitations, Tom Brady was able to accomplish more than the likes of Peyton Manning and virtually any NFL player ever. Because when it comes to being a great athlete, it's not just about your physical tools. It's also about your heart, your drive, your competitive spirit, your intensity, your commitment to excellence, you being a great team player. Tom Brady embodies all of that. He was the 199th pick of his draft. He was doubted in Michigan. He did not start immediately in the NFL. But when Tom Brady got his one opportunity, he was ready and he never looked back. And Tom Brady lasted from age 23 into the NFL to age 45. Tom Brady was still an above average quarterback his final season in the NFL, even at age 45. His second to last season in the NFL, he was second in MVP voting behind Aaron Rodgers. The fact that Tom Brady is nearly winning MVPs at age 44, that's incredible. So I think that when it comes to Tom Brady, most accomplished player ever, maybe in his respective sport, his longevity, his peak level performances, his road to prosperity, the way people look up to him, the fact that he was doubted, all those things you should take into account when evaluating if Tom Brady is the greatest athlete to ever live. That's the case for Tom Brady. The case against Tom Brady not being the greatest athlete of all time is, here's the thing, people. At some point, the physical tools and the physical attributes that you bring to the table as an athlete, that has to matter. Tom Brady is a great story because he was able to be successful for so long in the NFL despite his physical limitations. He got the absolute most out of himself and his NFL career. But at Tom Brady's peak, can we truly argue that he was a more physically imposing football player than the likes of Jerry Rice or Lawrence Taylor? Was he more talented than them? Probably not. No, I would say no. Is he more talented than Joe Montana? I think there's a debate to be had. I think they're about even. Was he more talented than Aaron Rodgers? I would say no. Was he more talented than Peyton Manning? I would say no. See, the thing about Michael Jordan is one of the reasons why I believe he's the greatest athlete of all time is because he's one of the most accomplished athletes at his respective sport ever, but he's arguably the most talented basketball player ever, and he's a super talented athlete, point blank, period. In terms of just athletic ability, Tom Brady ranks very, 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 very low. And a lot of guys that were great athletes that accomplished a lot, they played multiple sports. Michael Jordan played multiple sports, played baseball at one point. Deion Sanders played Major League Baseball. At one point, I think hit a home run and then scored a touchdown in the same week. Bo Jackson played multiple sports, was great at both of them. Usain Bolt, he didn't play multiple sports. Well, he probably did growing up, but Usain Bolt is the fastest human being ever. Tom Brady can't even outrun the likes of Josh Rosen, probably. When you think of the word athlete, you think of big, fast, strong guys that are flying through the air. Tom Brady, unfortunately, does not check any of those boxes. I think Tom Brady was an underrated athlete because he did get drafted by the Montreal Expos in the 18th round of the 1995 MLB draft, but that's not enough for me. And last but not least, there's one blemish regarding Tom Brady that no one talks about. The Patriots were accused of cheating. And you can say what you want about that, but that helps Tom Brady if the cheating was indeed legit. That has to be something that we talk about. A lot of people don't want to talk about it, but I'm here to talk about it. And I think that if you're going to make the case for Tom Brady being the greatest athlete of all time, then that has to kind of ding him a little bit. Did Michael Jordan ever cheat? No. Did Lawrence Taylor ever cheat? No. Did Jerry Rice ever cheat? No. Did Michael Phelps ever cheat? No. So that has to be taken into account. The bottom line is Tom Brady, all-time great football player, but that is the case against Tom Brady being the greatest athlete of all time. So there you go. Tom Brady, ultimately, I think that he's definitely probably one of the 10 greatest athletes of all time if you take into account peak performance. And like I said, I think Tom Brady, if you were to say who has the most underrated arm in NFL history, I got to say it's Brady because that was an accurate arm right there. It was a very good arm. He had a strong arm in his prime. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts. I think Tom Brady, I think that's a very fair conversation and argument regarding if Tom Brady is the greatest athlete of all time from both sides. So you're welcome.